Welcome to MojoPlays. Today we're looking at 10 things to know before playing Starfield. Are you ready to join Constellation and explore the galaxy?
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Full mod support.
Is a moment I always look forward to. I love seeing the new games, crossing my fingers for my favorites to return, hoping for a few surprises.
One great thing Todd Howard said during the 2021 showcase was that Starfield is going to have full mod support from Bethesda, much like its other first-party games. Fallout 4 remains one of the few games to have mods on consoles, after all. This is good for anybody fearing another buggy Fallout 76 style release. We're sure Starfield will have many bugs at launch, especially since it's still using the bones of Bethesda's ancient creation engine, but at least experienced modders will be able to add stability and boost performance. After modders weren't able to do anything to fix 76, it's clear Bethesda wants to earn back the goodwill of its large modding community.
Which means all content will be fully compatible with your save games, achievements, and official add-ons.
Resources. You're going to be gathering resources and crafting ad nauseum, we're sure. We saw in the 2022 gameplay reveal that you'll have, at the very least, a laser mining tool to gather metal ores from the various planets you'll visit. Gamers were quick to point out that this is very similar to the resource mining mechanic in No Man's Sky, and we wouldn't be surprised if absolutely everything is craftable. Fallout 4 already had a deep crafting system, but hopefully Starfields will have evolved to the point where you're not wandering aimlessly around looking for aluminum to fix your armor for hours. Dogfights. You're going to be able to take your ship and pilot it around the galaxy's many star systems to your heart's content, but be careful, you're going to encounter enemies in the void. We've already seen some dogfighting gameplay shown off, but this is something especially exciting to see from Bethesda, as the studio has never had vehicular combat in its first-party games before. Outer space dogfights are something we've already seen done in recent years from, once again, No Man's Sky, but also in Star Wars Squadrons. It remains to be seen just how good this fledgling mechanic will be, but hopefully it's fun and won't leave you too dizzy. Ship customization.
But that's not all.
Still on the topic of ships, Todd Howard was pleased to announce that your ship will be fully customizable. We've seen some footage of the customization in menus, but only time will tell exactly how robust it is. It looks like you'll be able to add and remove segments in a modular system, change the paint job, and change the stats to suit your needs. This looks like a natural progression of the power armor building from Fallout 4, which let you combine different pieces together and modify them to do all sorts of things, adding that jetpack, for example. You'll be able to buy ship components, but whether you'll also be able to craft them is yet to be seen. Base building.
And you can build your own outposts. These act as a home away from home.
And along with building ships, you can build bases. This is something else that we first saw in Fallout 4, but which has also been done more recently in No Man's Sky, once it was added in an update, that is. So far, we've at least seen what appears to be a top-down camera angle for base building, which makes it far more user-friendly than Fallout 4's first-person settlement building was. It's not too clear how important the outpost building will be, as you could really get through Fallout 4 totally ignoring the settlement system, but perhaps fast travel will be tied to it, making it worth your while. Skills. We've only had a small glimpse of the skill system so far, but we know there are at least 5 separate skill trees called Physical, Social, Combat, Science, and Tech. and your background will also determine your starting skills. Interestingly, you're not only going to level up skills by choosing from a menu what you want to invest in, you'll also gain specific experience for those skills by actually using them. Starfield isn't the only game to do this. It was also something implemented strongly in Cyberpunk 2077, and it's a great way to reward players for how they actually end up playing, rather than having them guess how they'll play at the beginning. Character Creator.
It's our most flexible yet.
With every new game they launch, Bethesda puts together a bigger and better character creator. Todd was proud to announce that Starfield's is the deepest yet, and it's going to allow you to customize things we haven't seen before in a Bethesda title. For instance, you can select from a wide array of backgrounds for your character, something you could do in Mass Effect and The Outer Worlds, and you can also pick from a handful of traits which give you both positive and negative buffs. Traits were present in the original 2 Fallout games and in New Vegas, so it's interesting to see Bethesda potentially taking cues from Obsidian. You'll also be able to select your pronouns and make your character look however you'd like. Locations. Maybe the most controversial thing said so far about the game, in 2022, Todd announced that there were over 100 systems in Starfield, and every single planet is going to be explorable. Now, this could be great, but it could also be terrible depending on how populated these planets are. At launch, No Man's Sky was slammed for its total emptiness, despite the infinite potential it contained. Players don't want giant locations with nothing meaningful to do in them anymore, so we really hope Starfield has enough in it. If it can strike a balance between the Outer Worlds, which had much smaller but more engaging maps, and No Man's Sky, that would be ideal. Story.
What's out there? These artifacts could be everything we've been looking for.
We're not going to know the whole story until the game launches, obviously, but so far we've learned that you're going to be a lonely space traveler who is quickly invited to join a group called Constellation. Constellation is, in Todd's words, the last group of space explorers. Constellation wants to unravel the mysteries of the galaxy, while other factions will also want your attention to purge the system of pirates, or even join them if you like. We're very excited to see how the factions interact and how joining them affects your relationship with the others. Hopefully they're more interesting than the factions in past Bethesda games, which all kinda sucked in the end. Release date. During Xbox's 2021 showcase, Todd announced Starfield's release date as November 11th, 2022. This seemed too good to be true, and what do you know, it was. Starfield now doesn't have a release date and has been delayed, likely by at least 6 months, into the first half of 2023. After the debacles with games like Cyberpunk and, of course, Fallout 76 in recent memory, it's good to see that Bethesda is taking the time to give Starfield the extra attention it needs. It's likely going to release in 2023 even if it does get additional delays, and when it does, it'll be a Microsoft exclusive on PC and Xbox, and will be coming to Xbox Game Pass on day one.
Check out these other great clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.